Or is it Brian Buffer? We are live. And welcome to 6 p.m., which is officially the beginning of DGen weekend. Starting off with DGen Friday, leading into DGen Saturday, and culminating with DGen Sunday. We have tonight, we have baseball, we have NASCAR. Tomorrow, we have baseball, we have MMA. Do we have NASCAR tomorrow, or we wait until Sunday? I don't know if I can wait. I don't know if I can wait that long. Nope, I don't have to wait. We have Saturday NASCAR as well. Let me just see what else we got going on. I'm going to pull my DraftKings. Screen up and see what other stuff we got this weekend. Okay. Do we have F1? We have no F1 this weekend. We have college football, but I can't play. So if those of you that play college football, good luck. I really want someone to win college football if it's not going to be me. We have the conclusion of golf, and considering how I'm doing in my in my classic lineups, I am probably going to be playing some showdowns tomorrow. Not doing very well. Got a couple of lineups are doing okay, but this I got a couple that might go to the I have some final some 6 of 6s. Might be in contention. Who knows? You never know. What else do we got? No tennis this weekend. Tennis is not till Monday. And oh, that's right, we have NFL. Totally forgot about that. Yeah, I know we have NFL, and we will do NFL at 11 a.m. on Sunday. We will go live, and deal with that. So we're gonna have golf showdown at least Sunday, maybe Saturday. We're gonna have NASCAR Xfinity Series tonight and Cup Series tomorrow. We have MLB tonight, and let's see what the schedule is tomorrow, just so I know what to expect. Ooh, look at this, multiple slates. So we have a 6 gamer at 1:10 p.m. and then let's go. And we have a 9 gamer at 7:10 p.m. So there will be projections, there will be content, there will be everything for DGen Saturday. And who knows? Maybe, just maybe, we might see the return of the horse racing video. We'll see. That, by the way, was the best ROI of anything that we were recommending, including that punt picture that I gave everybody last night, that J. Jonah Jameson. I wish I had put the right lineups together to take advantage of that, but at least he did well. Okay, tell me I shouldn't play Gio today, please. I shouldn't play Gio today, please. Is that good enough? So this is what I would like to know, Eric, since you asked me that. I'm going to ask this other rhetorical question, and it's not the rhetorical. I'd like an answer. I, myself, would like to know why we are not playing Justin Verlander. So, and let me tell you something. I listened to, you know what I listened to just now? I haven't listened to this in a long time. I listened to the Roto Grinder show, and that usually gives me a good idea of what people are thinking and things like that. Is the idea that he's going to come back and then just be limited? Is that I presume that's the reason why we're not playing him, right? So you heard he's 5 or 6 innings. Where did you hear that? Is there an actual quote? Is there an actual thing, or is it just speculation? Because it doesn't make any sense to me. But if someone said it, I'll believe it, and then I just won't play him, I think. Yeah, the Awesemo show, and everybody's with the show, but let's see where is this coming from? I just don't know where it's coming from. See, if this were listen, if this were an arm injury or a shoulder injury, I would say sure, whatever. There's a freaking calf injury. I don't quite get it. So I don't know what I'm going to do with the Verlander. And yes, if he's limited, if he goes 5 or 6 innings with 75 pitches, it's an awful play. I mean, it's legit awful play. So we have to do a little bit of research because I would like to see. This is research. Ready? But okay, that's fine. But who says he's only going 6? That's what I would like to know. I would like some kind of quote. Verlander pitch count. How about that? Let me tweet Verlander pitch count, and we'll go. Oh, there it is. Okay, so there's no hard pitch count. Okay, he expects him to throw fewer pitchers than usual. So it says he probably won't be allowed to get to 100 in his first start back. And now it says just Verlander was on a 90 pitch count. That's August 23rd. So Josh Miller said there's no hard pitch count, but he expects him to throw fewer pitchers than usual Friday. Okay. My usual take, by the way, on these pitch counts is the same as they are when you have the NBA minutes limit. I literally just X them out. You know what I mean? Because when you have something that's a hard limit, then there's literally no upside, you know what I mean, from the minutes or from the innings. And then you're really reduced to just the only upside you have is from efficiency. So if that's the case, that he expects him to throw fewer pitchers than you. Let's see some more other quotes here. Let's see. I'll go on a limb and no Verlander pitch. He's gonna be on a pitch count. Hold on. Let's look at more Verlander research here. You want to play Oakland? I don't want. We want to play Oakland. To have Vasquez and Verlander working together. Houston has a bad bullpen. Is that the story? Verlander. Yeah, I at the game, he's up. Verlander. Okay. But why do you want to play Oakland? Tell me what. I mean, they're going to be low owned. Yeah, okay, but don't forget also if he goes 5 innings, this is my thesis, right? If he goes 5 innings and they limit him, if they limit him to 5 innings and they're up 2-0, there is no way that they're going to throw in garbage. They're going to want to get him to win. If he's going to sit there and eat it and say, "Fine, take me out after 5," they're going to do everything in their power to get him a win. Because you know what? Because they're selfish. Because pitchers are selfish and they want their wins and they have big egos and whatever it is, the Astros are going to accommodate him and bring in whatever bullpen they have to save the day. Yeah, his arm is nothing. He had a calf injury. That's what he had. He had a calf injury. So I don't know what I am going to do. But let's talk about it. So let's talk about these other options. All right. Well, what are the options? Let's do DraftKings first. I will say that during the course of the day, my projections have kind of crunched a little bit. I had more of a drop off between the top guys and the lower guys. Like Snell, for example, has kind of creeped in to be more in play than he was earlier. But I have to say that both Giolito and Taijuan Walker, I mean, are projecting better than Snell, even raw. Snell is not projecting very well, I will say. I mean, he's fine, but so let's talk about that, Smooth. So we have Flaherty, Gio, Walker, okay. Flaherty, let me tell you about Flaherty. You know what he's done this year? Let me tell you what Flaherty's done this year. Everybody all at the same time. What has Flaherty done this year? I never curse, but he's done fucking nothing. Okay? Flaherty has done zero. I just want to just go through this, and this is really high level shit here. Okay? Yeah, we're gonna talk about. Okay, I know they do, but I want to talk about Flaherty here. I want to just you know how they say the kids say nowadays, explain this to me like I'm 5, right? And we're gonna get to Gio in a second here. So here's Flaherty as chalk. So we have negative -0.8 points against the Pirates. Congratulations, he got 16 fantasy points against Washington. Great. Against the illustrious Cubs, 6. And that was before he took 2 months off. He almost made it to 0 against Milwaukee. That's good. And then 2 points against the Pirates. That is his resume for the season. And he is 7K, and he is chalk. I'm just putting it out there. And yes, I know. You can't look at a small sample size. He's got a career long of work and all that stuff. But as Chris Carter and that whole crew would say, come on, man. Right? All right, so that's Flaherty. Now, let's take a look at the other genius. Let's look at the other mid play du jour. We'll look at, you want to look at Giolito first, or we'll look at Giolito first, and then we'll look at Walker. So here's Giolito. Giolito at least has put up double digits. It's not like it's not like Flaherty, who hasn't gotten a guy out the whole season. But as you might recall, Giolito, he has been chalk a lot recently because he's gotten the cupcake matchup of the century. He was against Oakland, and congratulations, he got 15 fantasy points against Oakland. Okay, Minnesota, a crisp 12. KC, a crisp 11. At Baltimore, finally, that's like his best performance, 18. Houston, they only gave up 21 runs in that game. No big deal, just 21. Okay, now here we go. Fine, at home against Detroit, which is the same matchup, he had 20. All right, so that's actually reasonable. Okay, we would like 20. We would take 20 out of Giolito. Right? And then he had a big game at San Francisco, 26 fantasy points. 17, -4, 3. So I guess suffice it to say, just again, I don't know anything about the bat. I don't know anything about data products. I don't know anything about this. Explain to me like I'm 5 and do a little bit of intelligence. I think Giolito is probably a better play than Flaherty. Is that fair enough? I mean, unless you could show me a game that Flaherty would produce that I would want, I have to say that Giolito, seeing as he's against Detroit, who hasn't gotten a hit off a righty since the Eisenhower administration, I have to believe that Giolito is a better play than Flaherty. So I'm gonna stick with that for the time being. Now let's go on. Let's go on to the other geniuses. Let's go on to Taijuan Walker. And the other thing, by the way, hey, listen, a shout out to the guys from Roto-Grinders. They pointed this out. I didn't even realize this. Is that apparently his BABIP is such that he's gotten a little bit unlucky, Giolito, this year. So I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt a little bit. So now we're gonna look at Taijuan Walker. Taijuan Walker is coming off a really good performance. He had 34, and then a bunch of this one's a pleasure. I like this. The -18, that's a real good one. He did get 18 against the terrible Cincinnati team, which is good. He had a good game when I was there against the Yankees. When was that game? Hold on. At Yankees. He actually pitched okay, I thought, in that game, but even that wasn't good enough. So he kind of stinks. I mean, he's fine, but he kind of stinks. But I have to say that he, at least from the log game test or whatever, I think Giolito is better than Taijuan Walker. And I suck because you know what? I was talking about this in my video today that I just wasn't going to do it. I was just kind of over Giolito, but I just find it difficult. So let's move on. So let's say Taijuan Walker stinks also, just for the hell of it. Where else are we going? First thing we could do is we could go. Let's talk about some other guys. All right, we're gonna get to some top guys in a minute, but I want to bring up another guy that I brought about in the video, and I just want to game log this for a second. I don't want to do anything fancy. I just want to see how the cockroach has done in actual games. I want to pull up Corey Kluber. Since we're going to talk about this range anyway, let me see what this is. So he's coming off. All right, he got just destroyed by the Yankees. But the game before that, he was lights out against the Yankees. He's double digits in most games. He's got a couple of lemons, but he's got a 20, a 20, a 25, a 20. And he's against Texas. He's at home. I mean, I have to say that if I didn't have projections and all that stuff to poison me, I would say that the two actual best plays of the mid-range, or cheapos, whatever you call them, would be Giolito and Kluber. I would expect very little from Kluber. I would expect a nice little 15 to 20 point performance. And I would actually be hopeful that Giolito can put something good together. Okay? So for me, just at the difference in all these mid-range guys, I would say that it would be Kluber and Giolito. Now, when I look at my stupid projections, it's got Flaherty, then Walker, Giolito close, though. Oh, the Josiah Gray. That was the other one. I'm sorry. So he's another one we have to look at because he is home against Miami, and that's always a good matchup. And Bobby is stressed to me throughout the course of the whole season that he's got upside. So let's just take a look and just give a little bit of a thing here. Now, in fairness, his last 3 starts were rough. You know what I mean? Like, at St. Louis is no bargain. At Mets is no bargain. At San Diego is okay. He took advantage of the good matchup he had against Chicago and got 10 strikeouts, 23 fantasy points. And then before that, he sort of took advantage of the other one, got 16 fantasy points. Then he's got a lemon and a 10 and a 13. But he does have a couple of cool ceiling performances here, right? He's got a 30. He's got a 25. He's got another 30. And these ceiling performances, I think, raise him to the level of Giolito as far as these mid-range guys. I really believe that. I believe that considering the matchup, considering that he has flashed those ceilings a couple of times, I think that it's Josiah Gray, Giolito, Kluber. I hate cursing, but I'm just in that mood. Fuck Flaherty and fuck Taijuan Walker. That would be my just half analytics, half instinct, half common sense approach to those mid-range guys. All right? Now, let's say that you didn't want to go double those guys and you did want to try to pay up. All right, let's look at the projections, and there are 2 guys I want to talk about. All right, one of them is what's his name? Blake Snell. And first of all, projection-wise, he's pretty okay. We're getting there. Good grief, Eric. God, what studs do I like? I like you, Eric. You're the stud I like the most. But anyway, back to baseball. We have Blake Snell, who always has sort of a ceiling in his arsenal. He projects just okay. You know what I mean? Like he projects the same as these other dudes, and he's 2,000 more. You know, I don't know. But the guy who I'd like to challenge the projection on, I want to talk about Robbie Ray for a second. Right? So if you run SaberSim, you probably get 0. If you run an optimal, you probably get 0. And you have most projection models have him projected about 18 fantasy points, and you have actually the bad has him at about 14. I mean, that really hates the Robbie Ray. But even 18, doesn't that sound just like a number that he's just never going to get? In other words, Robbie Ray is going to get like 30 or like 8. You know what I mean? I think what it is these numbers like 18, it's the mean projection, right? It's like the average maybe, but it's not the median. In other words, the 18 is just a number that's just not going to happen. You know what I mean? So it's a projection that you really can't just assume is going to be any results. I think Robbie Ray either gets somewhere over 25 or 8. You know, I think that's kind of the case. So, I mean, what's his now? Now again, now let's do all this from a, let's just look at the game logs again, same as before. Let's take a look at. I'm pretty sure we covered all the playable pitchers when we did this very in-depth technical analysis. So Robbie Ray, he's against the Angels. First, let's look at his game logs. Okay, fine. He had 9 in his last game against Atlanta. Atlanta's really good. Then he was at Cleveland, who never strikes out, or literally ever. And he grinded out 20 points, whatever. And every other game is the freaking nuts, pretty much. Every once in a while, he'll throw in a lemon, right? Look at this look at back-to-back drubbings against Houston. That's sick, you know. And at 9,800, I think that if everybody, let's put it this way, if everybody pitches their best game, Robbie Ray has the most fantasy points. Now, again, that's really nice to say, right? That's great. If everybody pitched their best game, that's terrific. Hold on a minute. So I think that Robbie Ray, if you're actually telling me that Verlander is legit limited, I think Robbie Ray is a much better player. And I think Robbie Ray is probably now here's a question. I'm going to ask all you. I'm asking WW Fresh. I'm going to ask Eric Johnson, Gabe, anybody who wants to chime in. Smooth. I think this is a very legit question. Who is a better play tonight? Are you ready? Here we go. Robbie Ray or Blake Snell? In GPPs. Who is a better play? Robbie Ray or Blake Snell? They both look very similar, right? They're mostly put up good games, and every once in a while they have a lemon, right? So we have one vote for Snell. We have 1 vote for Ray. We have 2 votes for Ray. So we have Robbie Snell. So we have a cross, right? Well, I'm going to ask you another question. I mean, this is pretty sick. If we could do it, Ray without question. I like that. How about would we be? Is this against the law? Like, would we be thrown in the gulag, the DFS gulag, if we played lineups with Snell and Robbie Ray? So I'm going to tell you what people are going to do. They're going to pay down for these 2 pitchers. They're just going to. What's this? Really, Eric? I didn't know that. Seattle's getting some steam tonight? I did not know that. I thought they were an okay, kind of low-owned pivot. But if people are really going to, I mean, they're going to become somewhat popular. But maybe not popular. Maybe just people are playing them as a low-owned stack, but that's possible. Yeah, so I think that what I'm going to do, and listen, I did this the other day, and it worked out great. Or at least I did most of it. The other day, I had all my projections and all the industry. They had Peterson as a lock, right? I looked at it. I'm like, I'm calling bullshit on the whole thing. I'm not interested. I don't want any of it. And he got run out of town in the first inning. I think I'm going to take the same approach. I think I'm. I think I'm Nacho Man. I think I'm. I think I'm going to take the same approach with Jack Flaherty. Someone else can play Jack Flaherty, except someone that's not named Sheets. Uh, yeah, that's going to be the case. All right, so you don't have to do what I do. Go ahead, run the optimals, play Flaherty, run SaberSim. They'll jam in Flaherty like it was your firstborn child. I don't know how to say ooh yeah. I don't know what you're talking about, like the Kool-Aid ooh yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the proper intonation of that. Yeah, I think that's correct. WW Fresh. Yeah, I didn't think that coming into this chat, but that's what people were telling me that. And I did a little research, and apparently that's the case. Apparently that he's not going to throw as much as normal. Yeah, I think I don't know. It's a very interesting question. If Verlander comes in low, yeah, I know. I hear you. Um, it's a tough. It's really tough. I'm not saying I don't know the answer. I just don't. Let's look at the stacks. May as well do that. It's as you might imagine, the stacks you play is a complete function of what pitchers you play. Like if you can get away with double paying down those hoodoos, all those all those Klubers and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't get it, WW. I don't get it. It's Verlander and he's freaking. It's a calf injury. What's the big deal? I mean, it's not like his arm is hurting. Anyway, so here's the deal. The good thing is if you play Verlander, can't play these guys. You can't play really Boston, Toronto, and Houston. At least the guys that you want to play. Houston guys are really expensive. So it's Boston, Toronto, Houston, San Diego. These are the teams that you'll want to play if you can afford them. Meaning that if you double pay down for those mid guys, these are the teams you want to get up to, and you won't worry about salary at all. However, if you want to play the Verlanders and or the Rays and or the Snells, then you really have to start thinking about these guys like Kansas City, or Miami, or Washington, or Detroit, or as somebody pointed out earlier, maybe Pittsburgh, right? To get a little bit of leverage on what might be some ownership on Taijuan Walker. I think that makes a little bit of sense. Yeah, I'm not quite getting to McKenzie. It's just too many other options. You think McKenzie might be a better kind of like spend up pivot than something like Robbie Ray, for example? Possible. I didn't quite get there, and I just said that, Eric. Yeah, the Marlins are definitely like a value stack if you were going to play, if you're going to pay up for pitching. I want to see just for as I like to say, just for funsies. I want to see what a SaberSim build would look like with a couple of different parameters. First, I want to do it just with my projections. Then I want to just tell SaberSim to go F itself. But I'm not going to tell it to F itself. I'm going to tell it to F itself, and then I kind of beg them for forgiveness. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. So it's already up here, right? So these are the projections. It's also up here already. So let's build everything the way just normal. We'll build 30 lineups. So first, we're just gonna say, SaberSim, you're my girlfriend. You tell me what to do, and I'll do it. Which is of course rule one. Rule one that I teach my children, especially my male children, is rule one: keep the ladies happy. Rule two: if you're thinking of not keeping the ladies happy, see rule one. I teach them this as kind of the first 2 lessons to becoming, you know, very happy young man. So we're going to kind of analogize that to SaberSim. SaberSim is kind of our wife, our spouse, our girlfriend. So first, if we were just going to say, what is SaberSim telling us to do? So what SaberSim is telling me to do is play actually a whole bunch of Verlander, a whole bunch of Giolito, a 25% Flaherty, right? Snell, Fried. I have nothing against Fried, whatever it is. As far as team stats, so I have no problem with any of the team stats, so I'm not going to tell them what to do. Okay, but just for fun, now what it is telling me to do is play all the KC. Ooh, and Yankees? Boy, my spouse is in kind of a weird mood telling me to play KC and the Yankees. So let's just say I'm like, you know what? Just for now, right? Honey, can I have your permission, if you wouldn't mind, to not play Jack Flaherty? Oh, you and your requests are fine. You don't want to play Jack Flaherty? Don't play Jack Flaherty. Okay. So let's say if I did that, I just X'd him out. Boom. Okay. So now what did that do for me? Well, it got me more Giolito, which I'd be okay with, more Josiah Gray, more Taijuan Walker. It got me a little Blake Snell, and it got me a little Max Fried. Okay. But then I say to myself, we just talked about maybe Robbie Ray, right? So why don't I find Robbie Ray in here, and I'll go to my wife and say, I know I asked for a lot, but can I have permission to play 20% Robbie Ray? I mean, eventually they might not grant it to me, but let's see. Let's see it. Let's see what happens if I say, please, can I have 20% Robbie Ray? Yes, it gives it to me. Whew, it gives me without yelling at me, which is good. Right. So now what that does for me is I get Verlander, Giolito, Walker, Gray, Ray, Snell, Fried, and there you go, just for you. Just for you, whoever suggested this. I get now Tristan McKenzie. I asked nicely to not have to play a little Robbie Ray, and all of a sudden I get some Tristan McKenzie. Do I need to be greedy? Like, she's giving me everything I wanted. Do I also not want to play Taijuan Walker? I think I'm kind of asking for trouble, asking for too many favors here. But now it becomes a really big question, is what to do with Justin Verlander. I could be a Wimpenstein and just match the field and play 20% of him or something like that. I could do that. Or I could leave it as is, which is making me way over. Or I could X him out. What I think I'm inclined to do is limit his exposure. So we play 20%. And now what's happened, after all my favors, what I end up getting is a much bigger assortment of pitchers. And it gets me, as far as hitting goes, yeah, it does get me these KCs and Boston. Look at all these Yankees. I like that. But forget about this Kansas City stacks. Let's see where these stacks are. It's giving me 5-man stacks in Kansas City. It's giving me 5-man stacks for the White Sox. Wow. More Kansas City. More Kansas City. So before I go and ask for yet another favor, I've asked for a lot. Let me see what the stack types I'm getting. So these are the types of stacks I want. These are all fine. Let's get greedy. Let's not play any 3-3s. This is a big stack. It's a big slate. So I really want to get 5-man. So let's get rid of all this crapola. Let's get rid of all the 4-2-2s, the 4-2s, the 4 flats. You know, let's get rid of all of this. So now we got 5-2s, 5s, 5-3, and 4-4. Okay. Eric, I'm on a freaking roll here. I'll get to you in a second. Okay. See, here, with this build, I'm going to be 46% Vinny Pasquantino, right? And that's probably not the right idea, right? So as you were saying, you don't really like the Kansas City chalk. So you know what we're going to do? We'll maximize that exposure too. We'll maximize it 20%. 20% KC. That gets me White Sox, Red Sox, Yankees. Let's go. Okay, we like this. And did this do anything to my stack types? Not too much. Yeah, it gives me more of these 3-3-2s, which I don't want. So we got to X. Got to X this out. X this out. X out the 3-2s. And now we should be okay. I can't take any KC? I'm not allowed? God, man. But I'm getting all this White Sox stuff. I can't compare the I don't know. They're terrible. Got to play some if they no. I'm not getting too much. Perez and move on. My goodness. Greedy. So now we're back to the other question of what to do with the Verlander, right? Let's take a poll. What does everyone do with Verlander? Yes, Verlander or no Verlander? That's the only question. I don't want to say a little bit. Either Verlander yes or Verlander no. That's what we're doing. That's the poll. We have a yes. We have a no. We have a no. So if we have a yes, a no, and a no, that means I'm probably supposed to have 33%. 33%. Just enter the Verlander McKenzie. That's pretty. I mean, that's sharp. I mean, you're going to be off the board with the McKenzie play for sure. I don't think that no one's playing Verlander. I mean, think about it. What I just did is I just ran optimals and I'm getting all this Verlander. I don't think he's going to be that low owned. I wouldn't get my hopes up. I'm just saying. I mean, I have him at 31%. Verlander. On ZK. You think he's gonna be lower? I guess he's got to be lower if we're getting all this stuff about him. Yeah, what 30%? He's not getting pulled after 3 innings. He's gonna play. I still don't understand why everybody thinks he's just not gonna pitch. He's not gonna pitch as much as usual. Okay, so he pitches 97. Who, Bello? Oh, I don't know. No, we did good with the other rookie last night. We did good with the Arizona rookie yesterday. I don't know. I didn't realize Bello did well. Yeah, we did really well with the Arizona idiot last night. All right, so we're gonna. I do think they keep him in. I think he wants his wins. You know what I mean? Like he's 40 years old. He wants W's. He wants stats. He wants. No. They were saying if Verlander scores 8 runs, WW Fresh. No. They were saying if Houston puts 8 up on him. That's what he's saying. Yeah. So the deal is that. Oh shoot! I forgot who I'm supposed to play. See, this is why I suck. You know who's not on this board? What happened to Kluber? Why do I not have any Kluber after all that yapping? I have to give myself some Kluber. You gonna let me? Oh, it's not gonna let me. See, now it's mad at me. Now it's mad at me. Once I ask for Kluber, now everybody's mad at me. Unbelievable, right? So I'll probably get a little bit of Kluber, but not as much as I want. I will say this: someone said Yankees against Hauser. I think that's a really good play. Hauser is trash. The only thing is, I think you really want to limit it to like just Judge and Stanton. That's pretty much it. Just play the two mans. Everybody else is terrible. I mean, they're so injured, that team. So if Jack Flaherty comes and beats me, I will tip my hat, and that will be the end of that. Just don't know what the story is going to be with the Verlander. It's the only issue. So after all that, my highest owned pitchers are Josiah Gray and Lucas Giolito. That, as the guy said, is the end of the story. You and me, WW Fresh, are on the same page with respect to Flaherty. We have zero interest. Let the projection bros play him, and if they win, good on them. I'm going to be doing a. I got to update my Xfinity projections. I'm going to be doing my MMA video. Boy, oh boy, what a tough MMA slate. There are so many options, and you know what? Normally, when they cancel a fight, I get all oh, I can't believe that they canceled the fight or whatever it is. But in this case, I'm glad they canceled the McMahon fight, because I was really at a loss for what to do there. So many good plays. Just so many good plays this week. But it took me forever, but I did figure out what I wanted to do. I finally figured out what I wanted to do. Hold on. Let's see a second. So I have one more source that I wanted to get in there. And then we'll redo my Xfinity projections. I was getting like a lot of this one dude in Xfinity that was just, I really hope I don't get as much as him when I do my run again. But I was getting like 30% this freaking dude I've never heard of. And it's cool to do that in football, in Showdown, to play stuff you never heard of. But I like playing guys in at least NASCAR that I've heard of. Let me just see what this looks like first. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like. Eyeballing this, it looks like Austin Hill could be, and Sammy Smith and Daniel Hemrick could be good ownership fades. We got to save this as an Xfinity file. Thanks, Excel. Appreciate that. And we'll upload this. We'll move on. Hold on. Let's see. I'll get back to you in the chat in a second. Sorry, I had to disappear for a second. So I have to upload this. Xfinity projections have been updated. So we got any Alex Call? Yeah, absolutely. Oh, Alex Call? No. I got the guy. I got the guy in the Red Sox. Sounds like Alex Call. Who's that guy in the Red Sox? His name? Shit. Whatever. The guy in the Red Sox. Tristan Cassis. I got some of him. The Alex Call, I don't. Yeah, I got a couple of Alex Calls. I got a couple of Alex Calls. Good call there, so to speak. Let me see something. NASCAR. There's no horse racing today, but we're gonna do some tomorrow. So it looks as though if anybody cares, probably not. But in my NASCAR lineups, I want to see if I still get that idiot. Yep. How does like 80% Bobby McCarthy sound to you? I don't even know who that is. I literally don't even know who it is. All right. I could be a hero. Let's see. Is there any spots open in the GPP, or do I have to replace? I have to replace. All right. So, wow, people are playing the. I like it. It's a good sign. I like that people are playing the NASCAR, even though there's football and stuff coming up. I like it. Yeah. So whoever Bobby McCarthy is, I would like him very much to not wreck. I'm gonna upload this. Oh, so as I was saying, the Sarah McMahon fight with Agapova. No, with Aspen Ladd was canceled. Yeah, no, I mean not really. WW Fresh. I mean, I have no problem with it. I mean, I just can't play everybody, I mean, I got one. I got one. I got one Braves lineup. I mean, it's kind of got all the good guys with with a double pay down with Walker and Giolito. So I got one. So what I'm gonna have to do, I'm gonna have to redo the ownership for MMA because you take those two ladies out. We have to everything is a little bit different. And I'm also obviously gonna be on top of all the NFL changes and things like that. I do think the NFL this week you could go some different ways. Yeah, I do. Let me take a look on these freaking golf lineups. Can't even tell. 240 units remaining, 246 units. So I guess this is the one I'd look at. Yeah, I mean, this looks okay. It's top 200 something. A bad attitude, Kevin Streelman. He made the cut. Alex Smalley looks to be okay. Svensson looks to be in good shape. Pendrith looks to be in good shape. He's chalk. Homa's running away. I guess that's pretty much it. I mean, you guys can hang out here. I'm just actually seeing if any of these ownership projections is updated for the MMA because those 2 fighters out. I have to deal with it. I played FanDuel today. You know what I did? I actually paid down. I played Giolito on FanDuel to get to all those other cockroaches. Not the cockroaches, to get to the better hitters. For better or for worse. All right. I guess I'm gonna fly. Good luck, everybody. Just watch for all kinds of crap coming on this weekend, and let someone take this bitch down.